Hey guys, welcome back to OCO Social Impact Podcast, where we are here to equip today's social impact leaders. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some digital strategies that newer or smaller nonprofit leaders and social entrepreneurs can use as you guys are trying to figure out how to become more digitally literate. I talk a lot about how digital literacy is very important for social entrepreneurs and nonprofit leaders alike. And a lot of the data is showing that the workforce is headed towards a digitally based environment where there will be a requirement for people to either upskill or reskill depending on where they are in their careers in the sectors that they are working in. And so today we're going to briefly talk about some things to consider as your organization is figuring out how to infuse digital products and different technologies, and then some AI and machine learning things as you are trying to figure out how to best utilize the sources that you have available to you to make sure that you maximize impact. So let's get started. So I was recently studying a Salesforce report that came out not too long ago, and the report talks about digitally literate and digitally mature nonprofits that are ready for the things that are coming within this sector. And some of the studies showed that 74% of nonprofits believe that it is important to be digitally literate and digitally mature, meaning that they have a solid understanding of what resources are available to them to best implement their services and programs, but also understanding where we're headed when it comes to different technologies that are on the rise, such as AI and machine learning, as you all may be familiar with. However, the study also showed that only 12% are actually prepared to engage in a digital world. And as I was looking at this report, there was a few thoughts that came to my mind. The first thought was there are many reasons why this percentage is so low. I think that a lot of these nonprofits may lack understanding about what resources are actually available to them. And to some degree that is okay, because when we're talking about certain technologies such as AI and machine learning, this is a relatively new technology as far as being on the market to the entire population, though these researchers and companies have been working on these technologies honestly for years. And so with that being said, I thought that it would be helpful to talk about some actionable steps that can help you as you are starting your program, as you are launching a project of some sort, or you may already be operating at some level within a social enterprise or a nonprofit, and you're trying to figure out how to be on the offense instead of the defense when it comes to these technologies. And so the first point that we're going to briefly discuss today is having a general understanding of your organization's needs. A lot of people talk about ChatGPT and Bard and all these different AI and machine learning based technologies, but I don't think a lot of people are actually taking the time to understand what their organization is needing. It's like you're saying, hey, we want to cut down on costs in this specific area, but you don't know where your money is going because you don't have a proper budget. The same principle applies when it comes to figuring out how to operate at whatever level of efficiency is necessary for your organization to thrive. And so as you all may have been following this podcast or channel, depending on how you're engaging with the content, you know that I talk a lot about assessing your organization's health. And this also comes to where you are when it comes to being digitally mature. There are some nonprofits that still operate paper only. There are some people in these spaces that don't know how to utilize different technologies and resources such as Microsoft Suite or Tableau or different project management tools. And so if you are trying to understand the new technologies, before you even get into all of those things, make sure that your organization has the fundamentals. And the fundamentals as far as Microsoft Suite, different Google apps and different things that your organization may utilize or not utilize is important to know, because you may be able to cut down some of those things that you're trying to solve by utilizing some things that you never thought about that may be simple, instead of trying to jump into the deep end when it comes to AI and machine learning and all of the different tech stack products that are coming out at a very rapid rate. If you are able to properly identify the areas of gap within your organization, making sure that your employees are telling you some things that they would like to see to maximize their operational effectiveness within their role. When you have a solid understanding of where your organization is, then you'll be able to figure out, okay, what actual resources and products do we need to bring in to maximize what we currently have. And once you're able to do that, then you can figure out, do you need to bring in a consultant? Do you need to work with a third party or any individual groups or something? Or do you need to bring in someone that can teach your employees or your executives about the novel technologies that are coming out that can be beneficial to whatever issue that your program needs to solve or this area within the organization needs to solve? The second point that we're going to talk about today is take the time to learn about those novel technologies. And so now that you have an understanding of where your organization is, you have now implemented some resources and technologies and platforms that your organization can utilize. Now it's time to continue to be a lifelong learner. As you are engaging in trying to do whatever it is that your organization is striving towards when it comes to scaling, you can take the time to learn about the different technologies that are available surrounding what's popular right now, which is AI and machine learning. There are still a lot of skeptics when it comes to this industry, but I believe that AI and machine learning is here to stay and is really going to revolutionize how we see work, how we do things, how we engage with individuals. And so I highly encourage everyone that comes across this platform to make sure that you are taking the time to do your research, to study, to figure out, what is AI, what is machine learning, understanding the fundamentals of what these things are, because they're not two separate things actually. AI is the entire compass of this industry, and then you have machine learning, which is kind of a subset category. So once you take the time to learn and do your research in engaging with these technologies, then of course, if you're a nonprofit leader, you go and teach your employees and you help them to understand what these different technologies are, what are the ethical practices that we need to implement to make sure that we're not abusing these technologies when it comes to engaging with the work that we do and so forth. And so I also have a few resources that you guys can check out. I've personally checked out some of these. They're free. There are now paid versions if you want to unlock certain benefits and things like that. But as far as the general information itself, you're able to engage with a professor to figure out what it is that AI is and what machine learning and all these different things are, and you can learn these things at your own pace. And so the first resource that I personally have utilized is Google Cloud Boost, and this is a module style course via Google where you are able to learn about AI, machine learning, deep learning, and different things related to this industry. You learn about large language models and just different resources, and it is a little geared towards Google. They talk about their ethics and how they've built a culture deck, if you will, around how to best engage with AI at large. But I think it's still helpful for you guys that may have no understanding about these resources. So I would encourage you to check out Google Cloud Boost. The second resource that I have for you guys today is Coursera AI for Everyone. This is also a module style platform able to learn under Dr. Andrew Ning. I may pronounce his last name incorrectly, please forgive me, but he is a pioneer at large when it comes to AI and machine learning. And so he is the teacher, and you are able to go through case studies and, actually learning about how to implement these things. And so if you're one of those that's like, yeah, I understand what AI is, and I know about deep learning and large language models and all the things, but I want to figure out how to best implement some of these tech stack products within my organization, I think that the Coursera AI for Everyone course does a good job of giving you a little more practicality of how to engage these resources with your organization. And then the final one that I have not checked out yet as far as going through the course itself, but I have done a little research and I find them to be reputable as well, is Code Academy Intro to Generative AI. And so like the other two resources that I've already mentioned, this is also a module-based platform where you're able to learn about generative AI, which is kind of the prominent technology that a lot of people are using. And so now that you have a few resources that you can check out, you have an understanding of your organizational's digital health. Now the third point is put it all into action. A lot of people are afraid of failure, and we are engaging with something that is so new, and so it's okay if you try out different things and it doesn't work. The point is you need to try. And so once you figure out and have an understanding of what the resources are, the products are, you have engaged with third-party consultants, or you're utilizing some free resources online, now you actually implement it in a strategic manner to figure out what it is that works for your organization or what doesn't work for your organization. Something that's kind of on the rise now when it comes to generative AI is this kind of co-pilot machine that helps different individuals at different rates, depending on whatever it is that you're doing. And so this co-pilot helps with a lot of administrative tasks and different things that may be able to be optimized a little bit more so that you can utilize your time elsewhere to engage with other individuals or the target population that you're serving. And that's just an example, but there are now ways for you to be creative with infusing these products into your operations at your nonprofit or your social enterprise. When it comes to implementing these technologies, also think about the different needs within your organization. So if you are engaging with your fundraising team or your development team, then you have your program managers, then you have your accounting staff and so forth. Not only do you want to understand the needs of the organization as a whole, you also want to think about those subset groups and what the development team may need. They may need something to help them track donor engagement and donor data and how to give and all the different things related to giving, but your accounting team may not need all of that. They may need something that helps them crunch the numbers and engage with budget management and fiduciary responsibilities in a more efficient way. So also think about the needs of your employers, or if you're the person that's running everything right now, think about areas where you can optimize some of those resources as well. So we're going to wrap up this video. I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. But today we just talked about a general roadmap that you guys can implement as you are understanding how to become more digitally mature and digitally literate within your organization. So the first point is making sure that you understand your organization's needs when it comes to being digitally literate and digitally mature. The second point is take the time to learn about new technologies. Where you are in that area is going to differ, but make sure you're taking the time to learn and grow and bringing in different third parties is necessary to help out your organization. And then the final point is now it's time to enhance your digital presence by putting these things into practice. So developing a roadmap within your organization to infuse these technologies and these different platforms. It's going to be super helpful. Be okay with failure. Be okay with going back to the drawing board sometimes. If you don't get it right on the first try, that is okay. But I wanted to create this video to give a practical, easy guide on some things that your organization can do today to make sure that your organization is prepared for this digital world that we are going into rather quickly than we think. So please like, please share, please subscribe, depending on the content platform that you're engaging with me on. If you have any comments or any feedback or anything that you would like to share, please let me know and I'll do the best that I can to respond as time permits. But until next time, try to make the world a better place today.